So this is the RTP, everyone. Only the chapter number 7 got amended. That is called Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. And that too, there are not two big amendments. There are 2-3 areas when new insertions have been done and 2-3 areas where deletions are there, right? The very first area, everyone, they are talking about the Audit Committee. Audit Committee, may we already know what we have learned in our Audit Committee, everyone, as per LODR. As per the audit committee, how many minimum members we need in an audit committee? 3. And at least 2/3 should be the which director? I don't know what they are saying that. They are saying that insertion of the word at least before the 2/3. So that is amendment number 1, which we already know. Am I correct or not? The amendment is at least 2/3. We have to write before the number of which directors? Independent directors. However, in case of the company having outstanding superior rights, we all know that all should be which directors? Independent. So amendment number 1 mein to there is no amendment at all. Are you getting the point? So they are saying that just insert the word at least how much? 2/3. But what if it is 177 wala audit committee? Then majority should be which director? Clear? Now see, the second one, deletion of the information on statement of significant related party transactions. So do you remember that we have a mandatory review by the audit committee? 6 mandatory reviews were there now. These are the 6. Out of which they are saying that second one we have to delete. What is the second one? Statement of significant related party transactions. तो इसके bracket में लिख लो deleted बोल के, ठीक है? Just write in the bracket deleted. So you can see that what they are saying here, deletion. Second amendment, please read from there. What they are saying, deletion of the information on statement of significant related party transaction as defined by the audit committee, submitted by the management under mandatorily review by the audit committee. So mandatory review, one topic was there, where the 6 points were there. The second point has been what? Deleted. So instead of 6 mandatory reviews, now how many mandatory reviews left, everyone? 5. So this point has been what? Deleted. Am I correct? So this is the first amendment you have to understand. Then they are talking about the third amendment. They are saying that deletion of the point number 1. Do you remember the top 500 mein we said that ki the chairman should be the non-executive director. So they are saying that ki deletion of the point number 4, that is the auditor shall ensure that the chairman of the board of top 500 listed entities should be a which director? Non-executive director. So that point we have to delete here. So come to the second provision, everyone, where we have noted about top 500. Ye wala point. With effect from 1/4/2020, the top 500 listed entities, just in the beginning only, the chairman of such listed company shall be a which director? Non-executive director. So this point also has been what? Deleted. It means now it is mandatory or not mandatory? Not mandatory, right? It may be noted that this provision shall not be applicable to the top 500 will be calculated on the basis of market capitalization. Same point. So what are the 2 amendments we got? First one, mandatory review may say second point has been deleted. And this point relating to non-executive point has been what? Deleted. You never know, by the time your RTP may come, that at that point of time, these things can be reinserted again. Are you getting the point? So make sure that I am telling you what is so far applicable for the November 22 examination. Because your RTP will come in the month of February. Okay? So there we'll see. Anyways, I told you I'll send you one video for the same. Then insertion. They are saying that these are the points we have to insert. Verification regarding the composition of board regulation. What point they are saying? Now read this point, everyone. Read the point number 1. The listed entity shall ensure that the approval of shareholders for the appointment of a person on the board of directors or as a manager is taken at the next general meeting or within the time period of 3 months from the date of appointment, whichever is earlier. So this is a new point has been added. They are saying that whenever we are going to appoint a new board of director or a new manager, now for the appointment of new board of director or a new manager also, now you have to take a prior permission of whom? Shareholders. And post permission of the shareholders, you have to take the permission for their appointment is taken at the which general meeting? Next general meeting or within what? Period of 3 months from the date of appointment, whichever is what? Earlier. So first you appoint the board of director or you appoint a manager And once they have been appointed, then in the coming general meeting or the coming 3 months, whichever is earlier, you have to take the permission of whom? Shareholder. Are you getting the point? Regarding resolution, they have not said. I think next general meeting when they are saying, it has to be EGM. Because AGM to only takes place once in a year. So we can say that they are talking about what? EGM. But so far we are not sure. If it is EGM, it has to be a which resolution? Special resolution. So don't you also unnecessarily trouble yourself. Just simply write that the permission has to be taken in the next what? AGM or next GM or the 3 months, whichever is what? Earlier. So this has to be added in some extra points relating to composition of the board. Okay? First we'll understand the amendment, then I'll make you write these notes. Okay? What is the second insertion they are saying? Provided that the appointment or reappointment of a person, including as a managing director, a whole-time director, or a manager who was earlier rejected by the shareholders at what? General meeting, shall be done only with the prior approval of whom? Shareholder. Let's say, for example, there is one manager or there is one MD, managing director, or there is one whole-time director. They were proposed to be appointed in the company. In one meeting, they were already what? Rejected. Now, again, if they're getting again re-proposed, then we have to take the again prior permission of whom? Shareholder. Because if the shareholders have rejected them, there might be some reason behind that. So when we are getting again the re-proposal of their names, we have to again ensure that ki shareholder permission is required. This is the second rule number 2, which has been inserted in the board of directors ke case mein. What is the rule number 3? Provided further that ki statement referred to under subsection 1 of section number 102 Companies Act 2013 annexed to the notice of shareholder for considering the appointment or reappointment of such person earlier rejected by the shareholders shall contain a detailed explanation and justification by the nomination and which committee? Remuneration committee and the board of directors for recommending such person for appointment or reappointment. So simply they are saying that ki there was one person. Now let's connect the point number 1 and point number 2 and point number 3. They are saying that ki there was, say for example, one person who was proposed to be the MD of the company. Shareholder had already rejected them. Are you getting the point? Now again that person is getting nominated for the same job of what? MD. And you know that there is one committee in the listed companies. What is the name of the committee? NRC. What is NRC? Nomination and Remuneration Committee. So they propose the same name again. So they are saying that again definitely we have to conduct a meeting where the shareholder resolution will be passed. When we are sending the notice of the second meeting where their proposal of reappointment has been given, वो notice के साथ we have to attach one explanatory statement. That is called section number 102. You can see that what they are saying. We have to attach section number what? 102 of the Companies Act 2013. Section number 102 is known as what? Explanatory statement. So in that explanatory statement, the Nomination and Remuneration Committee has to fully justify ki why we are reconsidering this name again. Did you get the point? So you just cannot propose the name for the second time. So when you're proposing the name for the second time, rule number 1, you have to conduct the shareholders meeting again. And rule number 2, while sending them the notices, you have to attach what? Explanatory statement justifying the shareholders again ki why we are re-proposing the name of this person whom you have already rejected in the which meeting? Earlier meeting. Did you get the point? So what are the 3 rules we understood, everyone? If any new board of director or any new manager is going to come on the board of director, whose permission required? Shareholder. When required? Prior or post? Post. Either in the next general meeting or 3 months, whichever is earlier. What is the second point? If there is one person whose name has been already rejected for the post of manager, MD or whole-time director, if he wants to be reconsidered again, there again has to be taken a permission of whom? Shareholder. And when we are reconsidering the name again, while in the next general meeting where the shareholders are going to pass a resolution, we need to send it one explanatory statement where the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and the existing board of directors have to fully justify and give the explanation why they are reconsidering the name again. So these are the 3 points which has to be added in what? Board of directors. Clear, everyone? So these are the 3 new amendments came in the board of director. Next one is independent director. That point I already told you, if you remember from the ICI ka material se. So there is nothing extraordinary. But I would like you to just confirm me one thing. Can you see the point number 4 which I made you write in the independent directors definition? Please check once. Sorry. No, no. There was one point where I made you write 2 preceding years or 3 preceding years. Check out that point, please. Single person, please. Please read. Same point. No pecuniary relationship with the listed entity or holding subsidiary, associate, or the promoters or director during the past 2 years and current year. Now, there is what the change. Past 3 years, you have to make it. Current year and past 3 years. ठीक है, ये बोर्ड वाला पॉइंट आई मेक यू राइट. ठीक है, ये जो मेन मेन इंसर्शंस है दैट आई मेक यू राइट एट द एंड. तो wherever we can do the on the spot amendment that I am telling you on the spot. ठीक है, तो I made you write the last 2 years and current year. So it has been seen that now you can see that the 2 years has been replaced by the word called 3 years. Clear everyone? I think I made you right? Independent director ka. So what are the 3 amendments we have done so far? Mandatory review में point has been what? Deleted. Relating to significant related party transaction. What is the next one? Top 500 companies में there is no requirement of chairman has to be a which director? Non-executive. That point has been deleted and this point has been changed. That is from 2 years has been changed to what? वो 21 years वाला point तो as it is written ना. And he should not be an independent director on a board of a company where the another independent director is a non-independent director in another company. वो वाला point तो same है as it is. So हाँ, next one. अच्छा, इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर पॉइंट में इन द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स के एंड में यू गो टू द एंड ऑफ दिस बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स. व्हाट इफ अ इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर डाइज, resigns or removed if the minimum requirement has fallen short? That I told you that his new appointment has to be done in the next 3 months or in the coming board meeting, whichever is later. Now there that point has been changed. Go there. I think even I have noted. Where is that point? Please tell me. After remuneration, na? Other disclosures. Okay. So if he dies, resigns or remove, must be filled such casual vacancy not later than 3 months or next board meeting. Now see what is the change they have brought. The change they are saying that read the point number 5 everyone. Deletion of the word then immediate next word board meeting or whichever is later. It means now the new independent director has to be appointed within 3 months. So delete that point. So we are going to delete next board meeting wala point and whichever is earlier wala point. So this point, these 2 points have been what? Deleted. Clear? So in case your independent directors have fallen short by less than minimum requirement, then the new independent director has to be appointed in the next what? 3 months. So there is no requirement of waiting for the board meeting or 3 months, whichever is later. So that point has been there. Not that significant amendments, but yes, small amendments. And the problem is that you are going to get the MCQs or these all amendments are going to get a suitable MCQ in the coming examinations, right? Obviously, all will not be tested, so some will be tested in your May examinations. Next point number 6 mein, the board of directors of every listed public company shall constitute a nomination and remuneration committee which shall comprise of at least, acha, 3, all of whom shall be not, yahi tha na apna? Calculate, open the NRC committee. Risk, yeah, NRC committee. NRC committee mein what they are saying that the board of directors of the every listed company shall constitute a NRC committee which shall comprise of at least what? 3 directors and all of whom shall be what? Non-executive directors. So ours also same thing, minimum 3 directors, all must be non-executive directors. But what they are saying, what we have written, half of them should be what? Independent. But that has been changed to 2/3 now. So here half of independent directors has been changed to now 2/3. So at least half को delete करके यहाँ पे लिख दो at least 2/3. So at least half of independent directors, change it to at least 2/3. Sir, I made you write two committees now, opposite to each other. On the right side, second point. ठीक है? So instead of half of independent directors, now what is the new point? 2/3. ठीक है? So this point is also over. And I think company having outstanding superior right equity shares, we have written 2/3. That is as it is. And chairman shall be the which director? Independent. They are the same points. There is no change in that. I think this was the only change, 2/3. Then role of nomination and remuneration committee has been elaborated. So they are saying that for every appointment of an independent director, the nomination and remuneration committee shall now first evaluate the balance of skills, knowledge, and experience on the board, and on the basis of such evaluation, prepare a description of the role and capabilities required of an what? Independent director. So now they are saying that just because we want an independent director, we will not appoint an independent director. First, we'll analyze our existing board. In our existing board, if the balance of professionals are already there, so we will not develop any requirement for which director? Independent. But if the independent director is required, before that, we'll first check our board of directors, what kind of competencies we are looking for. Accordingly, we will decide to bring one role of which director? Independent director. That is a new role has been added. Next thing, the person recommended to the board for the appointment as an independent director shall have the capabilities identified in such what? Description. So what they are looking for, you should meet that criteria if you want to get appointed as a which independent director. For the purpose of identifying suitable candidates, committee may use the services of a which agency? External agency. If required, consider the candidates from the wide range of what? Backgrounds, having due regard to diversity, or consider the time commitments of what? Candidates. So simply they are saying that whenever now we are going to appoint any independent director, we will just like that not appoint it. First we'll analyze the requirement. According to our requirement, if the candidate's qualification and capabilities are matching, we will take it in the board. And if we are unable to find such kind of candidates, we may take the help of whom? External agencies. Or what is the second point? Consider the candidates from the wide range of what? Backgrounds, having due regard to the diversity. Or third one, consider the time commitments of the candidates. Next point. The provision of regulation 21 shall be applicable to top 1000 listed entity on the basis of market. वो high debt वाला तो we already told you ना. Did I make you write the definition also ना? Whose non-convertible debentures greater than equals to 500 crore. These are the new 6 points. Directly 6 points have been added in the risk management committee. So just open the risk management committee, everyone. I think in the risk management committee, we have not written anything about its role. Only one point we have written. To take care and mitigating the risk, including which risk? Cyber security. So these 6 points have been added now in the role of which committee? Risk management committee. So you can see that what is the rule number 1? To formulate a detailed risk management policy, which shall include the framework for identification of internal as well as external risks specifically faced by the listed entities, in particularly including the financial, operational, sectoral, sustainability, particularly ESG related risk, information, cyber security we have already added, and any other risk as may be determined by what? Committee. So first we will be having a framework to identify our risk. Measures for risk mitigation, including system and procedures of internal control system for identified risk, and business continuity plan. To ensure that the appropriate methodology, processes, and systems are in place to monitor and evaluate the risk associated with the business of company. It means a special set of tools, special set of control system, and special set of team shall be developed, whose work is only to look around the company and identifying the internal and external risk. To monitor and oversee the implementation of the risk management policy, including evaluating the adequacy of risk management system. So they will keep on reviewing the policy. If they think that the policy is falling short of commensurating with the nature and size of the entity, so they will review it accordingly. They will increase the systems or decrease the systems. To periodically review the risk management policy at least once in what? 2 years, including by considering the changing industry dynamics and evolving complexity. It means it's like simple thing. Just say internal control system, I told you na 5 components. Do you remember 5 components? Control environment, monitoring, risk assessment process, information communication system. Like that, they are also saying that we will review our policy once in every 2 years. In case due to the change in the dynamic environment, our policies are getting faded away, we will again review it, revise it according to the need arises. It means they are saying that this management committee has to be updated. Next point, to keep the board of directors informed about the nature and content of its discussion, recommendations and actions to be taken. So at regular intervals, they will prepare the report. What are the things we are looking for, what kind of actions we have taken to mitigate our risk, and that report they have to give it to whom? Board of directors. They will keep the board informed about everything, whatever they are doing. And the next point, the appointment, removal, and the terms of remuneration of the chief risk officer, if any, shall be subject to the review by the risk management committee. The risk management committee shall coordinate its activities with the other committees in instances where there is any overlap with the activities of such committees as per the framework laid down by the board of directors. So they are saying that in future, now the listed companies may hire one particular, जैसे अपना CEO, CFO होता है, the CEO takes care of the executive functions, CFO takes care of the financial function. So we can appoint which person? CRO. What is CRO? Chief Risk Officer. And we will coordinate with the other committees so that duplication should not take place. Let's say, for example, there is another committee which is also doing the same thing. We are also doing the same thing. To avoid the overlaps, we will coordinate with them so that we can save our time, effort, and energy. So these are the basically nothing but they have enhanced the role of which committee, everyone? Risk management committee. They will always be looking for internal and external risk. They will be having a good team. They will change according to the dynamic environment, what actions they have taken, what reviews they have done. For that report, they will give it to whom? Board of directors. They will coordinate with the other committees for the better communication, and they will also may also appoint the which person? CRO, Chief Risk. So that I'll make you right at the end. Again, so 3 things I have to make you right at the end. What are the 3 things? 3 points relating to board of directors ka, if the already rejected name has been repurposed again, and nomination and 1 point relating to that one, independent director ka. Before appointing, we will see its criteria. Is it fitting as per the requirement or not? Okay, so this is the next amendment. Now, para number 18, information to shareholder. Yeah, the information to shareholders may we give the 2 people information, our directors and auditors information. So they have added some new points. I think information to shareholder also, everything we have noted, na? Information, yeah, information to shareholders may. Let's see what they are saying. Same thing. The rules of section number 136 have now been completely added over here. Just say for example, we were, the 136 section mein what we did, if there is a shareholder who has a registered demat account and their email is also registered, we are going to send them the which copies? And those who have given the consent to them also what? Soft copies. But those who neither have a demat account not have given the consent, we have to give them which? How many copies? Hard copies. And make sure that your hard copy of financial statements should be at least open for at least 21 days before the AGM during 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for at least how many hours? 2 hours. So same rules have been added. I think that might be the change only. They are saying that listed entities now shall send the annual report in the following manner to the shareholders. Soft copy of the full annual report to all those shareholders who have registered their email address either with the listed entity or with what? Depository. It means this point is still same. We have to send the soft copy. But they have changed this, I think. Hard copy of the statement containing the salient features. Yeah, the salient features. AOC 3. Listed companies के लिए. salient features of all the documents as prescribed under section number 136 of the Companies Act, rule made thereunder to the shareholders who have not so registered. So simply they said, if your email ID is registered with the listed entity or the depository, we are going to send you the soft copy. Otherwise, we'll send you the hard copy if it is not registered. And C point, hard copies of the full annual report to those shareholders who request for the same. So those who will request, unko hard denge. Those who do not have email registered, unko hard copies denge. And those who have registered the email either with the listed company or the depository, we will give them the which copies. So not that much there. Acha, or bhi hai. The listed entity shall send annual report referred to the sub-regulation 1 to the holders of the security not less than 21 days before the annual general. That we already know. अच्छा ये बताओ नोटिस ऑफ एजीएम कितने दिन का होता है? तो उसमें अपन क्या क्या अटैच करते हैं? फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, बोर्ड रिपोर्ट, एनुअल रिपोर्ट, ऑडिटर्स रिपोर्ट, सब कुछ. तो दिस पॉइंट इज सेम 21 days वाला पॉइंट. In case of appointment of a new director or a reappointment of a director, the shareholders must be provided with the following information. That we already know, I think. I think brief resume, if we'll compare it on the right side, resume of the director, same point. Nature of expertise, same point. Disclosure of relationship directors, inter se, same point. Names of listed company in which he is already holding the directorship is also the same point. अच्छा अच्छा ये वाला point different है. The membership of the committees of the board along with the listed companies from which the person has resigned in the past what? 3 years. This is the new point we'll add. एक काम करो, just add it right now only. This is on, and let me see. Shareholding of the non-executive director. Written na? Including shareholding as a beneficiary. In case of independent director, the skills and capabilities required for the role. So these 2 points have been added. The auditor should ascertain from the communication sent whether in the case of appointment of new director, the shareholder have been provided with the information or not. Okay. तो एक काम करो यहीं पे ऐड कर लो. Let's first add it over here. There are 2-3 points I think we have to add. One is that hard copy वाला, soft copy वाला, and ये वाला. चलो एक काम करो ये भी end पे करेंगे. Just make a note. We will write it all these insertions वाला point at one place. Sorry अम्मा. That is something which I already told you, but partially we have done at that point of time. So whatever the new changes they are doing, why to go against ICA? So they want to see that that point has to be there in this chapter. We'll show them. As simple as that. I told you yesterday what kind of fight is going on between the students and ICA. So even if the answer is wrong, they wrote the wrong answer. But ICA, while giving the suggested answer, gave the which answer? Right answer. So student was seeing that we are falling in line with whom? ICA. But ICA say no. So they will never go for their own mistakes. So better that we'll do whatever is required. Okay. Communication sent. Okay. Next point. The 21 days wala point we have done. Quarterly compliance report on corporate governance is to be specified by the board from time to time within how many days? 21 days. Okay. Listed company is also required to formulate a policy. हाँ ये what do you mean by material related party transaction? Which is more than 10% of the consolidated turnover. उसके साथ 1000 crores add हो गया है. 10% of the consolidated turnover or 1000 crores, whichever is lower. Now see this point. Just read the last 3 points only in that big paragraph. Rest remaining everything is irrelevant. अच्छा ये बताओ, did we write one point that this policy has to be reviewed by the board of directors at least once in every 3 years? We have noted that point now. Once in every 3 years. And related party transaction shall be considered now to be material if during the year exceeds what? More than 1000 crore or 10% of the annual consolidated turnover of the listed company as per the last audited financial statement, whichever is what? Lower. तो एक काम करो, ये तो छोटा सा ही टॉपिक है, यहाँ पे लिख लेते हैं. Where is the topic? After visual mechanism. अपना okay. So when it is to be considered, so when it is material, if the amount is more than 10% or rupees 1000 crores, whichever is less, nahi? So whichever is lower, 1000 crores or 10% of the consolidated turnover of such listed entity, whichever is lower. Okay. So this is the one amendment. Next one, all related party transactions and subsequent material modification shall require prior approval of independent directors. Okay. So not only audit committee के अंदर भी एक और point हो गया, that I already told you. If you want to do 177, you need, if you want to do 188, you need to take the prior permission of one set. But they have said that in that audit committee also you need the approval of independent directors. It means remaining one third also, if the of the audit committee who are non-independent directors, if they won't give you the approval, then it doesn't matter. Whose approval matters? Independent. So that is also one of the point. So एक काम करो, to be carry out. अच्छा ये second point लिखा हुआ है ना? To be carry out with the prior approval of with respect to all independent directors. With respect to all independent directors. Okay, this is the one. 2. The listed entity shall submit to the stock exchange disclosure of format as from time to time to publish the same on the website. That point is same. Provided high value debt submit. हाँ, ये वाले 2 points हमने last में लिखे थे, I think. When do they have to send their statement of consolidated related party transactions? Every 6 months results के बाद. Did you remember that? So listed companies within 30 days of publishment of it, and if it is a high debt valued listed entity, so there is a change now, that high debt value submit along with that is same, provided that further the listed entity shall make such disclosure every 6 months within 15 days. So 30 days has been changed to 15 days. So ये वाला 30 days has been changed to 15 days. Clear है? I hope you are understanding everything. So this 30 days has been changed to 15 days, provided further that the listed entities shall make such disclosure every 6 months on the day. हाँ, एक और rule. From 1st April 2023, it is no longer 15 days also, along with the standalone and consolidated financial results. So यहाँ पे एक star note डाल के लिख लो. From 1/4/2023, such disclosure shall be made along with half yearly SFS and CFS results. Okay, so this is the new amendment, but that is from 1/4/2023. So there are two amendments which you have to look from 1/4/2023. That is, one is accounting software का audit trial feature. That is 143 subsection 3 का. And this is the second one which you have to see from 1/4/2000. So I think definitely ये तुम्हारे एग्जाम में आ सकता है, either of these two. And I think, what is this next one? As per schedule annual report, the annual report shall contain the following additional disclosure. तो ये तो अपने को as it is लिखना पड़ेगा. The total additional disclosures they are telling you now. We have written annual report, right? Last में compliance certificate, committees, report on corporate governance, right? So उसमें additional disclosures have been added. Sexual harassment complaints वाला point we added ना? That we have already done. And some extra point. Okay, ये वाला point तो fully as it is we have to write. The listed entity which has listed its non-convertible security shall make the disclosure in compliance with accounting standard on related party disclosure. Disclosure requirement shall be as follows. In the accounts of, okay, in whose books it should be made, disclosure of amount at the year end and the maximum amount of loan advance outstanding during the year. In the holding book, we have to make the 3 disclosures. Loans and advances in the nature of loans to the subsidiary by the name and amount. Loans and advances in the nature of loans to the associates by name and amount. Loans and advances in the nature of loans to the firms and companies in which directors are interested by name and amount. So these are the 3 disclosures we have to make in the books of accounts of which company? Holding. In the books of subsidiary company, what we have to do? Same disclosures as applicable to parent company in the accounts of what? Subsidiary. And holding company के investment by the loanee. Who is the loanee? Loanee क्या होता है? ये तो first time सुना मैंने. ऐसे loan, the one who is giving the loan is loaner then. Loaner, and the one who is taking the loan is loanee. Invest. अरे इतना कॉम्प्लिकेट क्यों करते रे? I don't know. First of all, तो it was a quick relief when we entered into CA final. वो एक और pledger, pledgee, bailer, bailey. Investments by the loanee in the shares. अच्छा, obviously investments by the loan. So the company to whom this holding company has given a loan, if that company is making investment in the shares of what? Parent company and its what? Subsidiary. When the company has made a loan or advance in the nature of loan, that we know. That's why you are calling it as a what? Loaning. For the purpose of above disclosure, interest shall have the same meaning as per section number 184. Disclosures of transaction of listed entity with any person or entity belonging to promoters group which hold 10% or more shareholding in the listed entity in the format as prescribed in the relevant accounting standard for the annual results. Above disclosure shall not be applicable to which bank? तो ये याद कर लेना MCQ question. It is not applicable to the listed banks. क्योंकि banks are not covered under Companies Act and SEBI. They are covered under RBI regulation.